Welcome to Switch Comics. My name is Marco. Today I want to talk about when is the peak time to sell a comic. When it's the most valuable. When is the best time to sell a comic? Because I feel like it's changing, and there's certain things that I feel like I was like, oh yeah, I know the answer, and then as time moves on, and different things happen, and the market's always changing, and the market's always learning and adapting. You have to consider that as well, because it's not just... I feel like when everyone learns, okay, this is the time, then everyone does it, and then suddenly it's not the time anymore, is a basic way to put it. So, I don't know, I'm just going to kind of walk through some of my thoughts, and to be quite frank right now, I don't have a clear answer. I'm not going to get to the end of this and be like, here's your definitive answer. I'm a little lost and muddled myself on this one. As I said, I've had some previous ideas and thoughts that just didn't quite come out. So, or they used to, more so they used to pertain and seem to be working, and now it's a little bit more confusing. And then also sometimes not all the rules apply, it seems. I don't know. So we're going to go over some examples I can think of in the recent future. So, or not future, recent time. But it used to be more so that a really good time to sell was like right before the movie hits. That was your prime time. And then kind of silently it felt like there was a shift over to when the trailer drops, that's your prime time. And then now I don't really know. Now, granted, also keep in mind that's not necessarily the easiest time to sell, because that's when a lot of people are also going to be jumping on. And I feel like part of that has sort of changed and influenced the market to buy differently, to sell differently. It's a bit trickier. For example, when we got that new Spider-Verse trailer, and we got Spider-Man 29 popped up, which was a weird one to me. That one didn't make any sense, because we knew, he was in the post-credit scene for the last movie. We had a pretty good idea that he'd be coming back. However, when that new trailer dropped, that book pretty much doubled, overnight. And so, I was like, okay. At that time, I didn't think anything of it, because that's what trailers did, We're interrupting this video with a special news report. If you all haven't checked out my new voiceover channel, please go check it out. The link is in the description. I just put out my second real video on the channel yesterday, where I redid Venom's voice from the movie Venom. Last week I did a video on Khonshu from the Moon Knight series, redoing his voice as well. I would love for you all to check it out. Let's go back to the video. More recently, some things have really got me questioning things. For example, Thor, where's she at? Thor, Jane Foster here. This book, when she got that trailer, and she's in the trailer and everything, and her costume looks pretty cool. I think everybody's pretty positive about the way she looks, and, some people may be a little underwhelmed by the trailer because not a lot happens in the trailer. But that being said, you would think there'd be some kind of impact in the value. And I've just kind of been keeping an eye on the book. Anyway, so it was about a $300 book before the trailer. And honestly, now I see even more going for like $280, $290, but nothing peaking over $300. It's stayed the same, except for the market is more saturated, and that's why I feel like some people are taking a little bit less just because they want to sell it. They're like, this is the moment I've been waiting for, and I'm going to sell it, for whatever I can get, whatever's going on right now. And then I'm sure they're hoping to get a bunch, but nobody's biting on $350, okay, $325, okay, $300. It's like, okay, $280, sure, I'll take it. And interestingly enough, though, to counter that, with Gore, he got all the action figures got revealed or whatever, and there was a lot of people talking about his action figure because he looks nothing like he does in the comics, besides having white skin. And so, yeah, there's a bit of a controversy over people not really liking the way he was designed and whatever. So there was a lot of buzz and talk about him, and I saw his book grow a little bit of value in that. Even Venom 3, the first Null, because he has, the Gore figure comes with the Necro Sword, and that's tied with Noel. Even Venom 3 got a bit of a price bump just from all the chatter around that. So it's really strange how that works. I mean, again, Gore wasn't in the trailer. Jane Foster was. Jane Foster looked great, but the price point stayed the same, maybe even. I'll say the price point stayed the same, but with a much more oversaturated market, making it harder to actually sell your copy if you're looking to sell your copy. That being said, when we get Gore, and I mean, I'm sure it's some trailer for for Thor, we're gonna get to actually see Gore. What's that gonna do? Is that gonna do nothing? Is that maybe because some people are speculating he's gonna have a transformation and he'll end up looking different at some point in the movie? If we see a hint to that, will that make the comic spike up? I don't know. It's a little, like I said, a little confusing. And it's I feel like it's a lot harder to predict when you, I mean, because I don't know, because again, the action figure had nothing to do. There was an action figure for Jane Foster revealed, did nothing for her book. The only reason, and it's just so strange because like I feel like the people don't like the Gore design, yet that made the book go up in value. I don't understand it. Everyone seems pretty pleased with Jane Foster, and nothing happened. It seems backwards in my head. It doesn't make any sense. Another character, we have the She-Hulk trailer, just got released a few days ago. General reception, I guess, is mixed. I feel like a lot of people just don't understand She-Hulk, don't know what she's about, just think, oh, she's a female Hulk, and she's a lot more complex than that. I myself am pretty excited for it, but that being said, and a lot of people, I feel like there was a lot of positive feedback from it, and people were excited. It's like, oh, it looks like it's going to be funny. And that's a big thing. Like, if you were a She-Hulk fan, you were just waiting to see, it's like, please, let this be a funny little snarky, with some law tidbits in there. Like, we need all those things for a good She-Hulk show. Like, that is essential. It can't just be her beating up random people. Like, this is pivotal to She-Hulk's character. And so I feel like a lot of people were pretty happy with that. There's some complaints about CGI, but I feel like there's always complaints about CGI on everything nowadays. I feel like I wouldn't be surprised if there was like a shot of a real person. We're all practical effects, and people are like, oh, the CGI is a little spotty. Just because that's just how it feels like, honestly. I'm really tired of... I just feel like people nitpick everything. Just everything. And like, I saw it. It took me... I wasn't excited... the first time I watched the trailer, but I was also really tired, so I went back and rewatched it the next day, and I was like, I'm pretty hyped about this. It looks pretty exciting. That being said, Savage She-Hulk #1, not doing nothing at all. Again, I'm sure the market is much more saturated. Everybody's trying to dump it off now, and I just don't know. I feel like it's a little confusing, and then we get these weird spikes, and it's I don't know, it's just so weird to me, because like the market is so just ever changing, and I don't know anymore. That's what I said. Like I feel so lost, and I'm welcome to any opinions you may have in the comments, but also keep in mind, I'm not going to take anything that anyone says, I'm not going to take it as a fact, because I don't think that anyone has a really good grasp on the market, because it's literally different tomorrow. You know what I mean? Like, it's just, even if it's in a small way, like, I feel like it's always just slightly changing, because as you understand it, it just keeps moving forward. So now you have to get to this new point of understanding, and it's 10 miles down the road at this point, and every time you feel like you understand it, it's just gone past that, because the market is changing in incredibly fast rates now. It's always different. There's new people coming into it, new people buying for different reasons. You have a lot of new people into the hobby that are just trying to capitalize on profit. You have a lot of new fans that be like, oh, I've never heard of She-Hulk. I want to see what she's about. Or, like they just watched the Moon Knight series. They love the Moon Knight series. They want to go read, like, again, I work at a comic shop. I had a lot of people come in like, what stories should I read of his and this and that, because they love the show and want to have more to do with him, now that the show is over. And it happens like that with pretty much all shows and movies and stuff, when there's especially with these new characters. Everybody roughly knows about Thor and they know about Iron Man at this point, but there's a lot of new people coming into the hobby, or kind of more casual fans that, again, know the big names, but when a new character pops up and then they like that show or movie or whatever they're in and they're interested, they want to branch out and do more things. And maybe, those people might be casual readers and just picking up trades and reading, or they might be like, man, I love Moon Knight, I want his first appearance, or and the same thing might be happening with She-Hulk or this or that or whatever happens next. And it's so many components just constantly shifting for different reasons and different directions, I feel like, that it makes it really hard to nail down what's happening in the market and how to predict it, and when's the best time to sell and when's the best time to buy. And I don't know, I feel like it's very confusing times that we live in now. I don't know, that's about all I got for you. Again, I don't have any definitive answers. I just want to get that out there and kind of get, my thoughts. And if anybody has any feedback, will gladly listen to it. And again, I think there's a lot of points, and I could probably sit here for an hour and talk about little different nuances happening. But and I might come back to this and talk about it again after I give it some more thought and whatever. But that's going to be it, though, for today. Thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you next time.